Well, will the plan work? What's behind Berlin's open wallet policy to make you go electric? Well, I decided to find out, and I did it on the road with the help of some colleagues. Fasten your seatbelts. Oh, yes, it's one of those beautiful rainy spring days here in Berlin. We're on the roads, the streets of Berlin. We've even got a chauffeur for this story, my producer, Jeff. Jeff, say hi.
Hi, everybody.
We promised we'd put you on TV. Here we are. And I'm in the backseat being chauffeured around through Berlin and asking myself, what's all the buzz about electric cars? Well, I decided to make myself a little smarter about this, and that's why next to me is my business colleague Gerhard here. Gerhard, say hi to everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Gerhard, we're in an electric car, and Germany wants to put thousands of electric cars on the roads here by 2020. They're willing to pay up to, what, 4,000 euros, huge subsidies. Is it going to work?
Well, that's the big question. And they do want to put 1 million cars onto German roads, electric cars onto German roads by 2020. And that's very, very ambitious. And if you ask me if it's going to work, the Chinese have tried it, you know.
Yeah, okay, well, if they've tried it, why don't we see, electric cars all over the streets in Beijing instead of seeing smog alerts all the time?
Well, it hasn't worked to the degree the Chinese thought it would work. They wanted, had the rather modest aim of putting 500,000 cars, electric cars onto their streets. They reached 300,000 roughly electric cars on their streets. Yeah. So it didn't really work, and they just shifted their subsidies from car manufacturers to developers of new technologies, new batteries, faster chargers, and all this kind of stuff. So that's what the Chinese are doing, and I wonder whether it's a better way to do it.
I mean, that's one point. Why are the Germans doing it? I mean, Angela Merkel is pushing this. Is it because she loves the environment, she loves the earth so much? I mean, what is the incentive?
You might have heard about this little scandal that one of the world's biggest car makers, Volkswagen, is involved in right now.
Oh, yeah, Dieselgate.
The dirty diesels. Right. And that this subsidy comes at a time where this is very much on everybody's minds, the dirtiness of the hidden dirtiness of German cars.
So is this green washing the whole industry clean?
It has a bit of a taste of it.
Yeah, a new form of green washing. I mean, the auto industry, it's not their idea to do this. They're going to pay 50% of the subsidies. Yes. Is that right? The German government's going to pay the other half. And it makes me wonder, they're going to give us money to buy the electric cars, but isn't the car industry, we know how much they love to make a profit. Aren't they just going to pass those subsidy costs on to the consumer?
Well, it's highly likely, but also they're not making money with electric cars at the moment. So their part that they have to put into the bag, if you will, has to come from the money they make with normal cars. So, of course, companies are companies. They want to make a profit. And of course, they're going to pass on part of that to the consumer.
All right. So before we get into this rush hour traffic, I got to ask you, are you going to trade in your gas guzzler for an electric car if you can get, several thousand euros?
You know what? I like electric cars.
Okay.
And I especially like, the sporty ones, the really chic ones.
Yeah.
And the problem is that any electric car that is above 60,000 euros doesn't get the subsidy, so I'm out.
So you got to keep it cheap, right? You've always been an expensive client there. I think I'm going to keep my bicycle, although I have to tell you, I might just buy me an electric bike. All right.
Go for it.
All right, we need to get out of here. Jeff, put the pedal to the metal. Who cares how much it costs? Angie's paying. All right, that's going to wrap up this edition of The Day. Remember, you can always join the conversation on Twitter. You see the addresses right there on social media. Whatever happens, remember, whatever happens between now and then, tomorrow is another day. We'll see you then, everybody.